Ninja. Let's get this baby in place. Let's get this baby in place. Perfect. And then let's get this baby in place. We're going live. We're going live, y'all. I'm live. Head to YouTube. To see the real stuff. Slow hands. All right, let's everybody up here. Let's get everybody up here. Let's get everybody up here. So while we do this, ooh, wider, cool. Slow. Oh man. All right. All right. Let's do this, guys. What's up, everybody? If you guys are watching on Facebook, head over to YouTube, and we're actually going to do some critiquing on there today. So head over to YouTube, actually see what we're looking at live. That way, we can be cool friends. Oh, let's see how I can get this without making everything fall over. Oh God, that didn't work at all. That didn't work at all. Frickin' tripod of death. Slow hands. Cool. Sorry, just getting set up. Should have done this first, but I did not. There we go. Cool. Cool. If you guys are on Facebook, head to YouTube. We're already getting people on YouTube to kind of hang out and see what we're doing today. We are doing something a little different. We're going to be doing some live critiquing on the page. So let me actually open up. Let's open up YouTube here to see what you guys are actually seeing. Ooh, I have 2 people watching me. That's pretty cool. I'm going to have to turn off this volume. Let's go. I'm gonna get off of that. So thank you guys. Hope everybody's doing well today. I did a shoot this morning, a little newborn shoot outside. Yeah, Courtney, let's critique some stuff. Guys, if you're on Facebook, go to YouTube. I'm on YouTube Live right now. That's the channel that we're promoting and pushing. And we're going to be doing some live critiques, some few things that were sent to me via email. If you guys want to get stuff critiqued, I'm going to try to do it once a week. Read the description on YouTube and figure out how to send that to me. Hint, it's via email. Just my email. Send me whatever. We're going to do photos, websites, any portfolios, anything that you guys want. The goal of this is not how I know everything, but more of a chat and talk, and I'm going to ask questions and figure out how you can better your work. If you feel like your work doesn't need critiquing and you're a photographer, you need critiquing. Everybody does. I do. I always do. I'm always sending it off and getting upset about how my work sucks and everybody hates it and blah, blah, blah. But that's what we got to do. Pat, you're on the critique today as well. I have your thing sent to me. If you do send me anything while we're doing this stream for the next 55 minutes, please comment on the live chat. That way I can actually know that you are sending me stuff and we can take a look at it. Oh, shout out to Courtney and Design on the Edge. They got me these sweet cards. They got me these sweet cards, And these are, I have a new model promotion that I'm doing with Take-Two, and this is kind of my modeling thing. So models, I'm sorry, but I'm slowly getting away from the trade, which I should have a long time ago, but if I need it for creative purposes, then I will totally bring it back. But I have a cool new pricing that's happening, and basically $200, 10 edited digital images, but they made me these cool cards that's based off of my branding. And they did all my branding for everything from beginning to end of my work, so it all kind of matches, which makes it really, really cool. So if you guys are looking for stuff to get made, design on the edge, amazing. Courtney Meredith, Chris Meredith, Tuck, other Courtney. I don't know if I know other Courtney's last name anymore. Cool. So if you guys are on live on Facebook, go to YouTube, hang in there, message me up some stuff, and in about 5 minutes we're gonna go live critiquing on some things that were sent to me the last week. Those of you who have been following for the last week, thank you. This is my, I think, 4th or 5th day in a row doing a live stream on YouTube. And so far, it's adding me subscribers. It's building a lot of stuff. So it's successful, it's working, and we're getting you guys involved. And that's really the ultimate goal about it. So I'm super excited. I'm super happy. Thank you guys for all the stuff. All the stuff. Yesterday's video, we talked about why you shouldn't be assholes to other photographers, and I did get a little negative feedback after the video was done. I lost a Facebook friend. We're still buddies. We're still gonna work together if it comes down to it, but you know, it is what it is. I hate that phrase. It is what it is, but not everybody's gonna agree with me, and I totally get it. I totally understand, so that's totally fine. I wish them all the best. All the best. All right. Pat, I do play Overwatch. We're getting deathmatch mode soon. Cool, dude. Yeah, I play maybe like 30 minutes to an hour a day. Kind of nerdy, but I love it. Overwatch is an awesome game. I can't not stop playing it. If you guys don't know what that is, check it out. I've actually even considered streaming Overwatch, but I'd have to create another channel because I don't want to mix YouTube and, you know, I don't want to mix YouTube or photography and streaming and all that. Oh, I got some exciting news today. Hold on, I gotta turn this light. The polls for Reno News and Review came out today, and I got Best Photographer again, which, thank you, everyone. That's awesome. I actually, and honestly, I didn't expect to win. I didn't campaign this year. I think I had a little link on one of my emails that said, hey, vote for me if you guys see it. But I normally campaign kind of hard with it and just kind of push it out to everybody. This year, I was 5 years in a row as of last year, so this year's 6. But I was kind of okay passing that down just because, you know, once you're something for so long, it kind of loses notoriety. But this one actually feels awesome because I didn't do much. And I got a lot of people to, I guess, I don't know how many people voted for me, but people voted for me. So appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. So I found out I wanted a little post on all social media, and thank you guys. And if you guys haven't yet, you guys can look at the digital version, and the print version is going to come out with the first, second, and third place. You guys can see where you placed. If you are placed in the top 3. Honestly, it's awesome to be part of it. It's such a popularity contest, though. The more that you're known, if you kind of look through them, some of them are kind of ridiculous. But I mean, it's a popularity contest, but I'm taking it. I'm not going to not take it. But it doesn't mean that my work is better than anybody else's. I mean, I look at some photographers, a lot of photographers in the Reno, Tahoe area, and of course all over the world, but this is where we're talking about. Their work is freaking phenomenal. So it's always a little bit, I'm humbled by it for sure, and I appreciate it. I should make a Twitch, huh? But I have to bring all this stuff over to here, and that's a little tough. All right, guys, we're gonna critique in what? Why did my stream stop? Oh, my stream's continuing. Something's going on with YouTube today, guys. So I'm sorry. We're gonna start critiquing in less than a minute. I'm going to pull up what I got. I have 3 emails that I was sent in the last week, and we're going to critique it. Hopefully it'll take an hour or so. If you guys are on YouTube, actually, if you're on Facebook, go to YouTube, go over here, and join in the conversation here, because I'm reading that. I'm not reading this stuff. I'm not reading any of y'all stuff on the book. Before we get started, when you get to YouTube, please read the description. I have a lot of juicy information on there, juicy gum, where you talk about a little bit about Hatch Lab, and I start every day with Hatch Lab. I'm the president of it. It's a nonprofit, newly built in Reno. It's amazing. It's helping with the art community, with photographers, with students, building their work, building what they do. And we teach workshops, pay instructors. We're buying software and doing events and community stuff. So please look into helping Hatch Lab. If you're a small business and you can help, or if you're a small business and you can donate a gift certificate or something, please email me. That would be much, much appreciated before I start asking you anyways. This gum is too juicy. And also, you can find out how to send me critiques on the description to my email and the stuff that I'm using today in the video. I won't be doing any editing today like I normally do, but you guys will see it. Also, low-key, want to see if you do creative Overwatch shoot. If you want to do some cosplay, Pat, I'll do some cosplay in Overwatch. Find me some homies and I'll shoot that. All right, guys, so we're here. So we're 11 minutes in, and we're going to start some critiques here. So 1, 2, 3. All right. No, let's not start with that one. We're going to start with, I don't have much, but it's better than nothing, right? So this is actually Pat. He's in the chat right now with us. Let's move this. So, what am I looking at here, Pat? Oh, okay, cool. So it's his, looks like his website-ish. We're going to open this baby up. Okay. So while we have him here, this is, Pat, this is your portfolio. And hey guys, thanks for tuning in, everybody. What's up? What's up? What's up? So Pat is a younger photographer. He's come to Hatch a few times, done a few shoots. Really, really high energy, amazing kid. Actually did a, when he was in photography class over in Carson, I did a talk there, and he got me into there to do a talk. So we're going to see a little bit about his work. Since he gave me a full website, we're going to kind of do a website review as well. And then I don't know if I'm able to even stop at these images, actually. So I'm hoping that I think this is just his splash page, so like we'll be able to do it. So he's building his business. I don't believe he's charging or doing anything for it yet, so we want to keep that in mind. And we're just going to kind of look at work. So we're going to go here to the work spot. Photo in a juice box. I don't know if the juice box is because you're young, Pat, or what. I've never actually figured that out. But yeah, so it looks like we have 1, 2, 3 something images here. I see a couple people I know. So we're going to start from beginning to end and just go through his photos. If you guys see anything, let me know. Again, if you guys are on Facebook, please go to YouTube, and we're doing some live critiques so you can actually see what we're talking about on YouTube. Here, you're just looking at my face. This actually looks really good, this angle. It's not too bad. I just got this double chin thing going on. At least on like YouTube, it's coming down on me a little bit here. Make sure my internet's all good. Look at my internet, guys. It's called chicken Wi-Fi rice. So Asian. Okay, so this first image we're looking at here looks like it's at a park. And the first thing I notice when I look at it is, oh wait, she has something wrapped around her. All right, so Pat is, I know he's into cosplay. I know he's like, you know, he's like me, a little nerdy, a little Asian-y, a little into the Japan animation, that type of thing. So you got to know that about him going into it. So I love that his photography actually reflects him. I don't know what this means with the red around her, but I'm sure it has something to do with something, Pat. No, you haven't told me your nickname. I didn't tell you why I have the nickname yet. Whoops. So, unless you did photography with a juice box. So the first thing I look at when I look at this image, I love that it is blurred out in the back. I love that it was shot with an open aperture. I notice that her hand's cut off at the bottom, and that actually is irking me right now. So if you look down at this bottom part, it's cut off. We never really want it cut off at the joints. We want it kind of like, so cut off here, or even just step back a little bit to kind of get that, paying a little more attention. There's nothing wrong when you're shooting to just grab like 2 or 3 more shots at wider angles just in case. If you have to crop in, you can crop in. It's not good to chew gum while you're doing this, huh? But I like this. It feels... So the light here, Pat, if you're looking at her leg, we tend to look at whatever's the brightest first. Guys, if you're on Facebook, go to YouTube. I'm going to keep saying that. Go to YouTube, read the description. We're here critiquing. And maybe one day I can have a guest critiquer. I would like a guest critiquer. That'd be cool because I don't know much about photography. The right hand, Pat, the one that's at the bottom. I'm circling it here for you. So the leg is super, super bright. If that is the subject of the matter, that's where my eye is going right now. That's the first thing I'm seeing. And I think just because we look at things and we see the light right away, right? So we're kind of looking right at it. I would like her face a little more lit up, whether using a reflector or a strobe or something to kind of keep that in mind. I do like this shot. I can tell that she's wearing like this, I don't know, is it like church or schoolgirl kind of outfit, but I can't really tell. And she's wearing a skirt or a dress, but I can't really tell. So I'm kind of focused on this and the hand. Overall, I think it's a cool shot. I also wish, so I'm a portrait photographer, so I'm all about expression. I wish her face was doing something or telling me something. I'm noticing a lot of photographers when they're shooting, they're kind of letting their models just do whatever, which is fine. But your job as a photographer is to tell the story. So I always kind of like tell people, you know, think about this, or this is a scene, this is what's happening, and let them kind of work through the facial structures instead of just the face. So, Pat, this is good. If you can light up her face, I think that'd be awesome, and maybe darken the leg. Nothing you can do with the hand. You can play with the crop. It's not that big of a deal that I care about. I know some people will, but I don't care about it that much. Good job, buddy. All right, can I just go to the right? Connected. Thanks for connecting. All right, so we got this sweet homie right here. Very cool. I'm assuming these are all like friends of Pat's, which is nice, which is kind of cool. So we got some cool gauges right here. The first thing that I like this. It's good composition. He's on the 2/3 rule. So he's on the top here. We don't have too much empty space, shooting at a high aperture, so we have some cool blur, and I like that for portraits because we want our eyes to focus where we want our eyes to focus. So you're kind of making your person focus onto here. You know what? I actually don't have too much about this. The only thing I would nitpick is like all these little, and this is hard, man. I mean, this is hard. It's not fun to edit, but like all this little gross stuff on his jacket, whether it's from like, you know, lint from a dog or from whatever, all that stuff I don't like. And I'm also not really liking too much of this light right here. So what you could have done was, you know, had somebody kind of hold a dark reflector, a board or something to kind of block off some of that light. But that's just me nitpicking. Otherwise, I think this shot's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like that he's not looking directly, as his head's not looking directly towards the camera. I keep looking at this one. And his head's cocked just a little bit. So I like that, and it actually makes him look a little more manly. The only thing that I would now say, looking off that, is I would love to have you shoot up on him. And what that does is like the Tom Cruise effect, the John Wayne effect, where they're shorter guys, but if you shoot up on them, they look bigger. And that would have looked really, really cool, kind of shooting up on him, where he's kind of like chin up, looking down a little bit. And that way, he would have just felt a little bigger of a person. Cool. Guys, if you're just joining YouTube over here, if you're on Facebook, go to YouTube. If you're joining on YouTube over here, please read the description. If you haven't already, please give me a sub, give a like on this video, show some love and support. I'm trying to build this channel, and this is the best way that I know how right now. So we're doing a live critique. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you see anything that I missed or that annoys you, let me know. So this model is Misha. I know her. And was this at Hatch? That chair looks familiar, but I can't assume that it was at Hatch. I don't remember. It might be in the white room, super dark. This is cool. So this is cool. All right. So let's talk about this image first. Obviously, it's not a normal crop. Looks like you cropped it, not a 2:3, but it's almost like a 3:4 ratio here. 3:4 ratio. These are, why do I keep, I just need to grab this. These are bubbles, but they look like they have smoke in them, which is awesome. So some of these are popping. Now, knowing that, Pat, whether you photoshopped or got a fog machine or whatever, I would have loved to see more smoke. More like smoke in the back, because this is all just black and dark, right? I would have loved to see more smoke, just kind of like, yeah, so this was a hatch. This one does have a lot of space up here. I'm not too worried about it, but if you wanted to fill it, you could have filled it with more like bubbles. But yeah, some more smoke, some more depth, maybe even smoke coming up here, or just something to kind of like break up the image a little bit. I think that would have been cool. The crop of the chair is actually bugging me here. So I can tell it's a chair, but for some reason it's cropped out right here. I would have either cropped it in a little bit more or shown more of the chair or something. I'm not sure if there's a reason why we cropped it, or if you were just trying to get a little tighter in. I like her expression. She looks super happy to be looking at the bubbles. She's not cross-eyed looking at the bubbles. She's looking at this bubble. She's not cross-eyed, which is good, which you have to worry about. Makeup looks good. Now, it looks like you were shooting with some gels here. So I like that you were shooting with some gels. This color actually matches this, which is weird. I mean, cool, but weird. It's weird how that happened. But I don't think the gel has enough placement to make sense to me. I would have rather this... I would rather gel been on this side and made more of a impact on this part of the body rather than that. Otherwise, cool. So guys, I'm using the Wacom. You guys can kind of see it on the bottom of the screen here. A little Wacom pen. So I just rest my hand and like I'm drawing, and it floats on top. So we got Star here. This is Star, right? Star. This looks like it was a creative shoot at Hatch. I have one from this shoot as well. I like this, but all right, let's critique this. I want more light on her face. I want more of a pop in the front. I want to know what I'm looking at, so where I want to focus. So if you look right now, even though it's kind of hard to tell, thanks Christy for subscribing. I just got an email that you subscribed. You're awesome. Facebook people, go to YouTube. Everything's happening on YouTube. Otherwise, you're just watching me talk about things that you don't even see. Go there. YouTubers, read the description, live life. All right, so if we had more light on her, she would actually pop forward a little bit more, and I think that would be super cool. Or dim the background and then play with that a little bit. Right now, the background's actually brighter because of this blue, and we took like fake ice and sprayed it on plastic, and this cool effect. I like this. And the only other thing, Pat, I would look at is just the skin right here. I don't know if this is actually makeup right here or if it's like a scar or something. Same with here. So I would have actually smoothed this out or played just less distraction. And the last thing I would have done was just kind of burn the edges here a little bit to kind of burn and tweak. And then what would have happened is my eye would then focus inside a little bit more. Hey, there's a thing here. But this is a good shot. All right. Oh, I remember this kid. I want to say this is Marcus, right? I think this is Marcus. I like this, but again, there's not enough light on him. We need more light on him. So cool dude pose. Also watch hand placement. This just looks like he's like, you know, doing stuff right here. So watch hand placement. He looks very Miami crime boss to me. Which is a vibe I'm getting. It looks focused on his face, which is cool. Hand placement, and I just want more light on him. So you could do two things right now. Since you know, if you're going to re-edit this, I would just dodge or add, you know, up your exposure on his skin, and then you can vignette or burn the edges here to bring more light on the inside. Up the exposure, vignette, and kind of play with it. That way you can pull me in. Let me know where I'm supposed to look with your editing. Yeah, Pat, I think it was makeup too, but it's kind of weird, right? So I don't remember. I can never see that photo the same again. I'll tell you, like, I will just put up images, and I don't really ask for critiques like on Facebook or social media, but people will do it. And once they do it, I'm like, you're right. If somebody sees something a certain way, then I'm like, you're right. So I get what you're saying. Guys, if you're on Facebook, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube so you can see what we're doing. All right, Pat, love this, but hopefully you can see this now. We need her skin to be played with, right? We have a few little spots here of the skin. My rule on skin retouching, but this is a creative shoot, which is different. But let's say a portrait shoot. My rule on skin retouching, if it's going to be there more than 2 weeks after the shoot, I leave it on. What that means is if it's a mole, if it's a wart or a birthmark, I'm going to leave it on. Never assume that they want that stuff taken off. Right? I mean, like I have a couple clients have birthmarks like on their heads. And if you were to take that out, that takes out part of them. And they're kind of like, it's almost like editing out an eye. Like, why would you edit out my eye? So if it's acne or if it's bad or if it's a scratch or something, yeah, edit that out. And when you're worried about it, ask them. Talk to them about it and let them know. So I'm noticing her skin here, so we can kind of play with her skin just a little bit. I see a little catch light right here in the eye. I want to see a little bit more, so maybe just brighten up those eyes a little bit. I know we tilted this for creative control, but let's watch out for too much of tilting, especially because she's tilting and her head is turning this way. So as I'm like staring at it, it just looks like she's getting up, or so we don't want too much tilt. Just a little, and if you tilt, I always shoot up at somebody too. So never just straight tilt. I keep looking at this camera. Not just straight tilt, but up and up at it. And what that's going to do, it's going to show that we have a horizon change rather than you're just tilting to try to make whatever. Would this fan have opened? I think that'd be cool if it opened. Other than that, looks good. Again, I would add a little bit of vignetting to the side here. And that might be my personal style, but I want you to draw me into the focus of the image, which is a portrait, which is a person, which is the center. Cosplay. This is cool, man. This is cool. So you vignetted this, so I like it. And so if you notice when you vignette it, you push me into the center. The problem is, which actually may be on purpose, is that I'm focused on. There actually is vignetting. It's just white instead of black. Oh, Pat, is there white vignetting on that? I see it now. You're right. I see it. So I'm not gonna say not to do something, Pat, but like, like color. I just don't use white vignette. It's just never, it's never true to life in any way. And when that happens, it just looks fake. It looks weird. And maybe that's what I was seeing. But since you're playing and being creative, yeah, I mean, I have a lot of images with white vignette. I have ones that I overdo it and all of a sudden it just creates a big circle around my subject. But yeah. But play with it with the dark. See what a dark does for you, because when you do white, then all of a sudden my focus starts to go out a little bit. I like this. His eye is not sharp, and whenever I shoot people, his eye needs to be sharp. These buttons right here are super sharp if you're looking at them. So these 3 buttons right here are super, super sharp. His eye is not, and that's gonna be my biggest thing for this image. Looks like this was at a hall somewhere. This is like a door. I like it, but now that I know it's a door, I want it not to be a door. So whether you Photoshop this or blur it out or something, just kind of get it out of the way. You're doing great, buddy. Cool. All right, we got a homie here who's like, hey, hot chick over there. I'm looking at this hot chick. Pat, I like this. The composition's off for me. It needs to either be uncropped and moved him. It's just the 2/3 isn't there. So 2/3, 1, 2, do. This right here is in the 2/3 section, but he looks like he's just not cropped off. We have one shoulder not here. I would have liked a little bit further out, or I think further out. I think further out would have been better. It looks cool. Again, it's kind of playing with the skin here a little bit. And then it looks a little less contrasty, so I did it to get more of the anime vibe. Cool. Cool. All right, so yeah, this one I would have bumped the contrast up a little bit, especially, you know, on guys. Also, it looks like there's light on them, so it might have been a cloudy day, but this would kind of pump up the contrast a little bit. That's what I would have done. I like this. Okay, I like this, but the first thing I'm thinking about is I'm looking at all this right here. Remember? Like, I don't mind that his face is actually darker. I think it's cool. I think it's, like, moody. I think you'll have a good vibe with this, but let's focus on darkening this right here. Is this in Virginia City? Is this at, I think this is at Silver Queen. I could be totally wrong. But I want this vignetted. I want to focus on homie right here. This is grainy, but that's not a bad thing. So it looks like you push your camera to the limit. Yeah, it looks cool. Looks awesome. If you guys, you know, if you ever try this again, I want him a little more stern, especially he's not looking at the camera. No smile, no anything, just very, very stern. I think that would have been awesome. What's up, guys on Facebook? Go over to YouTube. YouTube guys, thank you for hanging out with me today. We're just doing some critiquing. We're on the 4th day in a row live streaming at the 1:30 time, and we're just building an amazing audience so far. So every day I get a little bit more. I get a little more subscriptions, a little more subscribers. So thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank my hand down here. All right. So she's so sad. That's why I like this. This is actually good. One thing that I'm looking at right here is just this little part of her skin right here that we just need to touch up. And Pat, skin editing is one of those things where you just gotta learn. It is Virginia City at the Silver Queen. I was shooting during off time. We were filming a short. Cool. Yeah, I know that place well. I shot the daughter of the owner. I shot her wedding, not there, but around there. But I've been in there a bunch of times. Patch of skin right here. I would look at. She looks super sad, so if that's what you're going for, cool. But I'm always focused on these eyebrows, these little wrinkles right here to kind of edit and play with. And the other thing is, anytime a hand's by the face, you don't want any stiffness happening, right? So I think this is just her natural. She was kind of like bending the back, but the front hand was very, very, hey, Bianca. Hey, B. Hey, B, I have this. I have this. It's still up. You made that. She did that. Bianca made that. But, Bianca, now go to YouTube because everybody's doing stuff on YouTube. We're on YouTube Live, and we're watching everything. All right, so I like that. This, again, I would pump up the contrast just a little. It's just a little soft right here for me. But otherwise, it looks great. This hand is hanging. I would have put this hand behind her, and that's just normal posing. And then the other thing I always try to do with legs, because I get bored, I never want the legs to do the same thing. So if these are the legs, you want one leg up, one leg down kind of thing. But yeah. All landscape. So I'm not a landscape photographer. I shoot a lot of landscapes, but I shoot people in front of them. Emails coming in. Pat, I like this, but I think you can do it better, man. I think you can do it better. I see this, what I think is a boat right here, but it's not enough for me to actually see it. Your horizon is actually pretty straight for this image, which is cool. A lot of people will shoot it, even handheld. You always have to go in and kind of adjust the horizon. So I like that. I'm assuming, actually, I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming Tahoe because that's where we live by, but I don't know. I'd like to see more of this. And the other thing is you push your camera to the limits here, which just may be a camera thing, but it's super, super grainy. Whenever I shoot any type of landscape or have anything background, I need it crystal clear and gorgeous and amazing. I think you can redo this, and I think you can do it a lot better. Artistic. Ooh. So totally different realm. This is all art, but cool black and white. Looks like water again. And then looks like you just kind of did a little like filter here or a little thing to kind of to brush that out. This is cool. We're not going to critique this too much just because it's art. I mean, dude, stuff like this, you know, depends. If you have somebody that loves that stuff, they'll pay a lot. Okay. What am I looking at, Pat? What is this? So, okay, it's a street, but there's nothing. Here's the issue with, let's say, landscape or room or something. Oh, okay. So the other ones was the grainy one was a cell phone pic, and that makes sense because it was a limitation of the camera. Do it again with the camera. This one right here, I'm not looking at anything. There's nothing like that I'm focused on. What is it that I'm supposed to look at? And that's what you have to think about when you're shooting. So if somebody comes to me and says, hey, you know, let's just get to shoot the street, or I'm shooting a wedding and I want to shoot like the details of around it or whatever, then I will shoot I have to find a focal point and then I will shoot it. This one, there's no focal point. I mean, possibly this homie, but not. Possibly this tree, but not. So I think this is, you know, I think you were experimenting and playing, but I would pull this out, put something else in its place, especially if this is your port. Cool. This is a Capitol building. Guys, if you don't know, we shoot here. I shoot here a lot in Carson City. It's open to the public on the outside, so it's a really cool spot. He's long exposuring it, and so those streaks you see at the bottom here, these streaks are actually car streaks going by. So you set up on a tripod, long exposure, shutter setting, and then adjust everything else. I would have actually liked to see this longer of an exposure to kind of let these lights pop out a little bit, with a higher f-stop to get more detail back into here. So get more detail of going on. I know exactly where you're shooting. I know what's going on. This right here is bugging me, and that's a little Photoshop thing to pull out. But just a cool area. Next time, if you want to try this again, I would try it at a different angle, focused on this thing. This is your main focus. This is your home. This is your love. And but cool. And just, you know, little stuff like this thing right here is weird. I think I see some ghosting right here. No, what is that? Was something flying? It's like a flag or something? I'm assuming this is a Carson somewhere. I don't know what this is. But cool, black and white, you were lower. I would have shot this up a little bit higher. But this looks good. I mean, it's hard for me to critique these type of images because it's just a place. We can't really do too much to it. Looks like it was in the fall. All this cleaning stuff. I think I know where this is, actually. I think it's the same spot the last one was. Cool. Pat, good job, man. Thanks for sending those to me. Here's a little bit about Pat. There's Pat. Look, guys. Cool. You can contact him here. Cool. He's starting to build. I mean, Pat, I want to say you're like 18 or 19. I don't know your actual age. But that's pretty good, man. Okay. Dude, these are taking a while. This is cool. Good. Now at least I know. Photo in a juice box. Jesus, open. I gotta do this in order. So, love your work. I had a photo critique. Appreciate it. I do a lot of maternity and family sessions, includes bridal shoots. My wedding, just want to make sure my work is quality people want. I put all my heart and soul into this. I don't Photoshop my work, only Lightroom. Not that Photoshop is bad, it's just easy to get. Appreciate your time. Hopefully, it's 70D, saving up for a full frame. Gonna take a while, but I'm in. So guys, this is Joseph. If you've been following my stream, he is a super cool dude. We've been talking kind of every day, and he's really close to this channel, so that makes me very, very happy. That makes me very happy. So with that being said, this is his Flickr. If you guys don't know what Flickr is and you're a new or upcoming photographer, I have to do this again. If you guys are on Facebook Live, please go to YouTube, read the description, watch what we're actually seeing here, and join in the conversation. Pat, thank you for sending. Oh, Pat's 20. Oh, he's an old man. Pat, you're an old man. If you guys don't know what Flickr is a free Yahoo-based photo sharing company. Think of it as like an Instagram on Yahoo. And what it is people can post anything on there. So anything, full nudes, not nudes, kids, whatever. So be careful when you go onto it. You can change settings if you need to as well. And you post and you tag, and people can search, share, and use. When I first started, I used Flickr every single day. I uploaded every day. Now I'm removing images off of there because I don't use it as much, but people can actually go on and critique or just say hoorah or add you to groups or whatever. Really cool place to start. I still go on to Flickr all the time just to look up ideas. So if I have a maternity shoot the next day, I'll just go on my app and look up Flickr, type in maternity, just see what people are doing. Half the time, though, when you're going through, it's a lot of amateur style work. So just go in there looking for certain things. Don't expect to find the most amazing images, but sometimes you'll get lucky. A lot of professionals don't post on there as well because they're busy and there's other ways to post. And really, it's kind of like the Facebook notoriety where you post something, everybody likes it, and you're like, oh, I'm the best, but really has nothing to do to improve your work. All right, Joseph. Awesome, dude. He has 0 followers, guys. So can we start following this guy? Oh, please don't tell me I have to log in. Following. It still says 0 followers. I don't know why, but I'm following you. Hey, that's me. So we're not going to go through everything here, but I want to kind of... He's pretty good. I mean, Joseph, you're doing some good stuff. You have some really cool creativity. Really cool creativity. So... let's just kind of just rock through this and see what we got. We have a little boy pulling. The only thing I noticed right here is these cars right here that I think would Photoshop out or blur them out or add more trees to here or something to kind of pull that out. I love this. This kid is pulling the world by a wagon. The world is in his back pocket. I don't know whatever it's called, but like that's his world. That's cute. Come on. It's the only bad thing with this like thing. Like the Bluetooth stops. This is cool, Joseph, but your focus is off. The focus is on the tree and not the boy. Tree, super cool tree. Boy, blurry. I think it's cute. I think it's awesome. And also just don't forget about the feet here. We're not cropping off the feet. Either make a crop that's not at a joint or show the feet. Take a step back, grab the shot again, play with him. Photography wise, joke with him, and then take the shot again. Just watch that focus, man. So I don't know if you accidentally hit this or if actually at the brim of the hat, but the eyes are where I always focus on. I love this black and white, dude. All right, so we got a light in the attic. We got some books here, so I'm thinking he's a book reader. We got a full body, which is cool. It looks like we have a little reflection. So this could be either a strobe, you're holding a reflector, or it's bouncing off of a wall of a building. I love the way the shot is lit. This is super cool. I like the way he's playing with his hands. Looks very, very like, you know, like you told him what to do and he did it. So I like that. This is really cool. This is a good shot. I like that. What's up? All right, so now that I'm looking at it, it looks like you're doing some strobe work, high-speed sync perhaps. This is a cool location. I like this. I think I like it in, so I like the black and white, but I like this in color because I have the red, blue, he has some blue, he has some red. So very like fantasy kid-like. I like that. Was this apple in the first one? Oh, all right. I didn't notice this apple at all. I see the apple now. Cute. I like that. I think this is a cute outtake. I'm not a fan of like him like waving at you like that or something. Like if he was holding the apple, I think that'd be cooler. Yeah, I think that'd be cooler. Cool. So we're playing with some strobes now. You're playing with some strobes. You're in some field, and we have a little maternity here. Okay, cool. All right, so Joseph, I would just work on editing the skin here a little bit, just because I see some stuff. Whenever you use a strobe on anybody, you're always going to pull out the skin just a little bit more, especially when you're underexposing the background, which is what you're doing to the background. And the reason we know that is that we can actually see clouds. So this is a cool shot. I love this. When you're posing maternity and posing women in dresses especially, don't forget about their legs. Just because we can't see their legs doesn't mean we can't see it. If you can imagine her left leg bending a little bit, which is this leg right here, it would have then shaped her out here, brought the leg down, and created more of an S curve. And what that does is it's more flattering on the lady, on ladies. And then the only other thing I would have focused on is maybe the shoulders back just a little bit. I know she's looking at her belly. Sometimes what we do is we have them cheat and look a little bit further than their belly. It looks like they're looking down. Otherwise, this is great. When you're getting nitpicky, man, the hair right here, either fill in that hair or take a second, go and just kind of brush the hair out, move it, and then go from there. But otherwise, I love that you lit this shot. It's lit pretty well. If you have another light next time, maybe add another light here, so we can add a little highlight to this part of the arm and the back, so it doesn't look like it just drops off. Okay, so I think these two images are similar. All right, super similar. So as far as your portfolio goes, Joseph, pick one. Don't put them both in there, because just pick one. Guys, if you're on Facebook, go to YouTube. We're all on YouTube, commenting, doing stuff. You guys are all awesome. Pat, you're the last person to comment. I'm not seeing anything else, so hopefully my thing didn't do what it did yesterday. All right, so I think I like this more. This more. So there's a thing when you're shooting women, we always try not to shoot up on them. We always try to shoot down. Just because we don't need that John Wayne look and we want the focus on them. So I like this shot, although there's a lot of stuff happening in the background that's taking my eye away from her. Actually, the whole background looks super cool. Like, it looks like a cool area. But for the focus on her, I need the focus on her. So I think you're using a strobe, or is it natural light? I'm coughing. Those of you just tuning in, I'm coughing. All right, you're still live. I'm still here. Cool. Thanks, Pat. It's busy, so a lot of stuff's going on. A couple ways you can combat that is shooting at a wider aperture, 2.0, 2.8, or vignetting the edges here, kind of darkening the edges to kind of bring it into the center here. I think these poses are cool as supplemental poses, but we just got to worry about certain poses every once in a while, because it just looks like they're straining their back, their heads down, and there's a little bit, and this is actually stuff that I nitpick on myself, a little bit of sunlight on her nose. And if you stare at her nose for a second, let's just stare at her nose, stare at her nose, stare at her nose. While you're looking at it, her nose is getting bigger, right? Because the light is pushing on there, so her nose is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and it doesn't have to be. Joseph! Hey, thanks for critiquing. Just got on. I used a strobe and did one free because... That's awesome. Yeah, you know, and whether you do it for free or not, I mean, it doesn't matter. You're still shooting, so it's good practice. You shot at 12 p.m. time, which is like the hardest time to shoot. Which, you know, for all photographers watching, I highly recommend you guys shoot at the noon to 4 p.m. time. Because if you can do it then, you can shoot any other time. Yeah, we can shoot in the morning and sunset. Easy, easy peasy. But these other extra times are the hardest part. So, Joseph, I know you're just joining. You can watch this later on. And, you know, do whatever. Joseph, will you tell me, was this a live railroad track before I ream railroad people? Guys, we're getting some comments here about hashtag get off the railroads. Raquel, I got in trouble for shooting on them years ago. So here's the thing. I think it's actually illegal, and I'm not going to look it up, so somebody can look it up if they want. I think it's illegal to shoot on railroad tracks. But if it wasn't illegal, if you guys follow photographer news or news in general, a lot of them show that photographers are either putting their clients on railroad tracks and dying because nobody can see trains coming, or one time a bride's dress got stuck and she couldn't run away and she died. Another photographer was laying on the tracks and died. Another one was on a bridge railroad track and the bride fell off. Her dress then swept her away. Another one was just on a river and she swept away. But, okay. So Joseph said this wasn't live. It wasn't a live track. And I know places in like, I don't know, like Carson City has a railroad museum that's not live. If you guys can find that, cool. My other thing for railroad track people is it's just two pieces of metal with some wood in the middle, right? So okay, they're cool, but if you can do something different on a railroad track that we haven't seen yet, I say go for it. But if you're going to do the same thing where somebody's standing in the middle of the railroad track or on the edge of it or laying down or whatever, then is it really worth your client dying on there? So that's my railroad thing. I don't care that he shot this on a railroad. I'm not going to go after everybody that shoots on railroads. That's just how I think it. So when a client goes, hey, I want to shoot on railroad tracks, then I kind of know where to go for them. But I'm kind of like, we got the shot. Everybody's got it. Cool. So this is a museum next to the track. He knows all about the railroad stuff, and they were already on the track. Cool. Joseph, I'm not reaming you for the railroad. Don't worry about that. We just got to give a little PSA for everybody. Raquel says must stay 30 feet away from railroad tracks in general, and that's the law. Good. Not a lawyer. Joseph, you saw this. We'll move past this. We were on there for too long. Come on, Becky. Let's go. Again, pick one. Dude, okay. I love this, Joseph. I love this, but where is my focus? You're shooting this on a wide aperture. I get it. The dress is flying. Looks really cool. I wonder if you have any other from this set, because I want this part to be in focus, right? And then I want this to be out of focus. I want this toe to not look weird. I love the background. I love what's happening here. I think in small resolution and far away, this actually image works really quick with the eye. Yeah, Jennifer, stay off railroad tracks. But if you're shooting this at a low aperture, you have to grab a bunch of shots. And I think the wind was kind of pushing, so I was letting it fly, but it's really cool. And now that I look at it, this is all in focus right here. Right there. Somebody ha-ha-ha'd me on Facebook. It better be a good ha-ha-ha. I'll fight you. I'll find you. I will find you. Cool. But I like this, man. I love flowy dresses. I always love flowy dresses. Cool. Joseph, good. As long as you saw it, that's fine. You know what? Honestly, when I'm shooting and I'm shooting quick, there's some images that are completely out of focus that even when I look on the LCD, I think it looks great. I go home and I just hit myself. I'm just like, what am I doing? Why didn't I take an extra shot? Happens to us all the time. As long as you know, you're good. So Joseph said he has another one. If you guys are on YouTube, you can kind of see what he's saying. He has another one. He realized it was out of focus. Awesome, but it's still a great shot. All right, this is cool, guys. This is cool. Photography is all about experimenting and playing. I don't know if he was in the water or shooting really low, but he's adding, I want to say, a strobe to this. And we're getting a cool reflection down here, which I love. So you can play with reflections, whether you're playing with half of it or just decline a little bit down there. But he was playing, it was cool. I like it. The only thing, Joseph, I would do is make the background go one stop even further down, so I can see a little bit more clouds, a little more blue in the background. And then bump the light up on her just a little bit more, so it's more of an epic shot where we can actually focus directly on her and look at it. Right now, everything looks even, so it looks technically good, but we want to go past that just a little bit, right? So we're adding a little critique there. And this pose is great. You see what we're doing with the leg here? No straight legs. I love that. Oh, babies. Look at the sister's face. She's like, ugh. So whenever I shoot kids in general, strobe and in the water, knew it. Good job, man. Whenever I shoot kids in general, I'm not looking for these, like, no smile, staring at me photos. I'm looking for their natural interaction with the world, with each other, because when you're shooting kids, I have kids, the goal is they're gonna look, I couldn't help it. Oh, thanks, Sarah. Good. As long as it wasn't about me or my face or something, I'm cool. We want to shoot kids in a way that when parents look at them a year from now, they kind of go, oh my God, I forgot that they used to do that. They used to look like that. They used to make these faces. And that's what we're doing. We're telling a story, right? We're not trying to make them look like glamorous models at this age. So I kind of love what you're doing here. Again, I'm looking at the focus. Hands are really in focus. Might be my eyes right now. No, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. We have a little bit of skin here that I would edit and play out. And then the only other thing, Joseph, look at is that crop right there, just at the bottom. I mean, it's close. It's something I would have done. Don't worry about that. But I would actually vignette a little bit more. Looks like you have a little bit here. Vignette it a little bit more to pull them in, and then up the exposure. That way we can focus on them a little bit more. Maybe just sharpen it just a touch and a little bit of contrast to kind of bring them forward 3D into the picture just a little bit. Otherwise, it looks great, man. Cute, cute kids. Oh my God, this is a wedding. This guy's like, hey, it's not a wedding. This guy, he was moving. He was moving. So bridal party, guys, bridal parties, guys, are really, really hard to shoot. For the simple fact that you have, especially at this point, this is after the ceremony usually, you have 10 people or so that are half drunk, want to have a good time, and they want to do, good, cool stuff. So they're just ready to go and drink, right? So you have to wrangle these people and do a lot of shooting within these, and you have to be quick, and you have to be fun, and you have to be amazing at what you do. So now looking at this, there's a couple things I want you to look at. I would try to redo this and actually would pull this off your portfolio. It's okay for now. So we got this guy's hands doing something. This guy's hands doing something weird. We got to work on posing here, especially for the bride and groom. And the girls, all their legs are all kind of doing something different. Her heels are in the grass, which is not your fault, but they make these little heel things. Yeah, wedding was rough. I mean, I can kind of tell. The other thing now that I'm looking at, I don't know if you guys see this. This looks like a fire truck, right? But we can't really tell. We can't tell it's a fire truck because everybody's in front of it. And the only other thing is this little stuff right here, this little netting, these little cars, this little netting here, right here. But you can vignette it to play with it a little bit. If you have a shot next time in the future, I would shoot for more of the side of this, do the same pose, and then don't stack people on top of people. Especially like, because the first group of people I look at is actually these guys, and this guy is my guy I'm staring at, and he's just one arm in, one arm out, hanging. This guy's super happy. This guy's trying to tell you a story right now. But you know, I get it. I get it. Weddings are hard. Weddings are tough. It's a whole separate critique. We can go all day long. They look great, though. I mean, everybody looks awesome. They killed it. Good job, man. This is cute. Cute, candid. So I want to focus on the bride and groom on this, guys. We have 4 minutes. I'm going to try to make through all this in 4 minutes and let you guys go for the day. So thank you for hanging with me. If you guys haven't yet, please read the description. Please give me a subscribe, like the video, and then there's a little icon there with a thing that you guys can click on, and it'll show you some other videos that I have and how to donate to Hatch. And you can also send me some critiques. We're not going to make it through all the critique people today, so we're going to save one for later. Black and white. If you can black and white this, vignette it, contrast it, the focus will go towards them, and it will then pull away from all this little detail here that I'm looking at that I really don't want to see. I want them to be the brightest. I want them to be in focus. I want them to be what I'm looking at. That's a really cute shot. I'm sure they love this, but think about that. Epic, bro. Epic. Look at that tattoo. Who is that? Is that her mom? All right, I love this. I love that the water's splashing. I love everything about it. The only thing I would add to this, if anything, would be you getting lower in the water and shooting up on them just a little bit. If you could have gotten the water more in front of your lens, that'd be cool, but that's super dangerous for your lens. And then the last thing is the kiss. The kiss looks off. Like she's kissing him, he's kind of pulling back. So kissing's hard for people usually. It's hard for people. So if you have them maybe touch foreheads or looking down or just being epic and glamorous, just kind of looking away and down, I think that would be really, 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 really cool. Otherwise, I think this is a great photo. I think they love it. I think clients, when they see stuff like this, they just automatically like it, and they don't know why they like it. They don't technically get too much into it. So this looks great. Same couple. All right. So I like this. You're lighting it the same. This may have been no, you already got in the water. It looks like they're wet here. The only thing is that guy's pose is a little girly for me, and his toes are missing, and that's probably just the water sweeping back and forth. So a couple things I would have done to change this shot to make it a little cooler. I would have turned the guy to me, straight on, so that he's boxed out to you, and then she's cuddling in with him. This backhand I would want hidden. I don't want to see any random hands coming out that I'm like, hey, whose hand is that? This could be hers, this could be not. And then her fingers are like this. We want to relax those fingers, right? We want to relax them. We want to fight them. The other thing that I would do, him turn to you, her a little softer, maybe bending at front leg so she can bend it. So we want girls to always have some sort of S curve, which means that we want their legs to be just soft and relaxed and cool. I like that. I was going to say one more. Oh, you know, if you could have done, which hindsight now, but if you do it again and you have time to play, a long exposure shot of this, because I know that you have water coming in and out. So if you set the flash up and just did a long exposure, maybe shot this at like 1/15 of a second or longer, you can actually get the water blurring back and forth over them on their feet, and that would have just been like freaking awesome sauce, right? You're welcome, sir. Hopefully I'm not too harsh on anybody. Awesome. I love this. It looks like you did some post to this here to bring it down, so I can just tell that. And then you have some spill of light here. So I would just make sure that your flash is pointing in the direction that you need to, or at least fan it this way. But this bride looks cool. Was this a real wedding? Oops. I want to go back to your photo stream here. I don't want to hit everything. All right, guys, we have a couple more minutes. Joseph, you have some really good work. I like this. I like this. I think that's cute. I would have liked it if she wasn't looking at you because she's blurred out if she was looking down here. All right, these, so I would say out of all your images, this is strong. All right, is this my computer or yours? This is strong. I really like this. I wish mom was smiling, but I love the light. Daughter, though, like, she doesn't want to be there. She's just, don't touch me. And then I saw one, oh, I love this. One of her, the bride and the horse. This is cute. This is cute, but the only other thing I would yell at is the bride is either looking your direction or not looking away. Cool. All right, guys, my hour is up. Thank you so much, Joseph. I think we got through some amazing images. If you want to, feel free to do any more, send anything to me, play with it, let me know. I'm happy to relook at them. Everyone else, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Facebook world, thank you. You guys are amazing. Bye. YouTube land, I will be back as soon as I can. Hopefully tomorrow. I have a wedding on Saturday, so I will not be here. But if you guys have any thing you want to send me, please do. You can find everything in the description. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for the new subscribers today. I'll be posting more and more videos, so stay close to my channel. If you guys have anything that I should be talking about, feel free to send them to me, and we will go from there. You guys have a great day.